Giant gets on sleep. I'm adding doctor's fees to remedies to the cost of 3 days work lost. I tried and tried, but I can't take pennies, nickels, dollars left away. I've tried and tried, but I can't say. Hey, good morning. Yeah, right, sing with Natalie. Well, that would be something. Thanks, Ralph. Good morning, everybody. It's Robert. Sorry, I was coming on and then John and RM posted the gaps, so I went through them. Pretty much all earnings today. There's one or two that I just saw there, but pretty much it's all earnings. We had maybe 150 to 200 overnight. Uh, let's see if some of them are good. Looks like the lunchtime short worked pretty good yesterday. Just had to wait for it. I got my nice trade in the whatever that drug company was, and then walked away. Came all the way down to 256. So here's the thing on my orange chart here. The big question is this a lower high developing under the 20 MA? This is in the Qs anyway. If it is, you know, we could see another drop that down as low as this 240 area. Um, that's the big question. If we come up over it, in other words, erase yesterday's red bar, um, be less of a concern. I'd be back to bullish. And I'm still bullish unless we take out this low, but in between here and there could be some trades available. But the first few, you know, the first half hour, whatever, might tell the story here. It's early still, but we could see this sell setup trigger. I don't think it's actually triggered. And we've only got one lower low, so it's not really in a downtrend. But the cues for the first time in a while with this red bar yesterday are showing a weakness. Now the SPY's different. The SPY is not showing any weakness. It's still over the prior pivot low. It's still above the 20 MA. It made the new high. So can't really say the same about the SPY. SPY's just still bullish, although there was a red bar day yesterday. Um, I wouldn't think there's any issue here in the SPY. Now, if we come under 319, that might look different, but that's still a big demand area, so might be tougher getting through there. Qs are going to have to lead if we're going down. All right, let me just look at the IWM too. Yeah, yet a different look. Just basing sideways on top of a little minor support. So nothing really wrong with the IWM either. Waiting for a rising 20 to catch up maybe. So Qs look weaker than the SPY and IWM. All right, on gaps. There's a bunch of up gaps, and markets are gapping up just a little bit, but that's to be expected after the drop yesterday. Whichever way we trend today will be what I look for. Morning, Rabbis. Hey, Evan. Morning, Jay Wells. All right, so ANN, gonna say most of these are earnings. ANN not getting a new high though, so I'm gonna leave that off the list. It's got to be pretty good today to make the list. AMD is pretty good. $2-3 over the prior high after two pullback days. Little surprise there, possibly all-time highs. Yeah, that's all-time highs. Pullback's buyable on that. BA is gapping up, but it's not impressive. This is under the 20 MA. It held a few days, looked a little bullish early yesterday. Didn't fall as much as some, and just a weak little gap up today. I'm gonna skip that. BCO, this is pretty big. Also very spready. I'm gonna skip that too. BG, not clearing the new high at the moment. It was earlier, but not at the moment. So I'm gonna skip over that too. BGFV. This is clearing pretty well. Prior high 480, trading just over $6. That I'll put on the list. That has some supply. Well, never mind. It's over at 548. So, yeah, it's over the all-time high too, which was 578. Well, I'm not sure that's the all-time high. No, it's not. 25 is the all-time high. 1750. 975 would be the next monthly high. So BGFV might be on its way. BSX. This is clearing, although not a lot of volume. It should do it though, and it's right there around $40, which is a substantial breakout here. Room to about 43. I'm gonna put that on the list. BYD. This one's clearing recent supply, but there's a 200 MA in the way. Well, it's right there at it, and then 2572. It does volume these days. I just don't think there's enough target available. I'm going to skip that. Car, not clearing a new high. CHRW, this one's a little wild, but it's a pretty good gap. New highs over a little itty bitty red bar. And the prior high maybe. Got a lot though. I think I'm going to skip over that too. CYH 480, need to watch that. That could fade initially, but otherwise looks like a long to $6. And DIN, this is too spready. Looks higher, but it's spready. ENB 3190. Well, that's clearing, but there's still a lot of supply up there. Let's skip over that for the open. FEYE, this one's pretty good. Up to 15, room available to 17. FEYE on the list. FIV, too spready. GE, not, excuse me, not clearing supply. The GLD, which Rob suggested putting on at all-time highs. GM, I thought this was clearing a new high. I was going to watch this, but I think I'm going to keep it off. It needs to be over 27.35 or so. About 27.13 right now. And Garmin, need to watch that. Gapping over, way up. If it breaks this 104, which I'm not certain it'll open there, it's pretty strong. And Juniper. It's got 25.58. If it can get over that, well, then it's got 26 something. So Juniper challenging these highs again. It has not been able to get through since last November. I think I'll keep it off the open list, but it's something to look at. And Kodak to almost 17. Told you that was a long yesterday. After my short failed. LB. I'm not sure LB's earnings. I don't think it was on my list. It looks like it though. Yeah, gapping into some supply. This could be a fade. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that even though it's not on my list, I'm gonna watch LB for a fade. MDLZ right to 56, the prior high. So not the greatest gap here, but it is bullish. R, too spready. RDY, I like this, but it's too thin for me. Beautiful breakout though. You can do these thin ones. Just give it room and hang on. Looks pretty good higher. SBUX, bad earnings gapping up, right? Um, Room to 80 on this. It's not really that impressive, but it is over red bar and two pivots. Put it on the list. Shop is probably the best gap of the morning. It's not the easiest thing to play, but this one is very nice. I'll put it on the list. And SMG, another difficult one to play. Gapping to new highs. Just have to watch that. Can't do that early though. SNY, it's an ADR, but there's a new high over yesterday's topping tail. And the nice thing about this one is the daily buy setup is reconfirming here on the gap. All that said, nah, I'm not going to skip it. I'm going to put it on the list. TT, another really bullish one here. It's a dollar spread on 3,000 shares. I'm going to skip that even though I like it. And TUP is probably another fade. TUP all the way to 1250, which is the entrance to that gap fill. I like TUP to fade. UNM, it's a little spready, thin, at least right now. And Wing, not really enough. All right, so that's the longs. I'm going to go back over them in a minute, but I want to do the downs first. ADP, got 8 minutes. ADP to 139 is weak. Be good if that, well, actually not. It's got room to 132. ADP is pretty good, looking short. AKM, not through the 108, but is through the 110.29 from July 24. So it's right in this demand area. If it breaks, there's a little more room lower. It's usually spready at the open, but on the list. Amgen, tough call there. APHA, morning, Sam. 545. That's another tough one. Gapping right to minor support. CAJ, this is not earnings, and this had a bad day yesterday. And looks like it could have another one today. I don't really want to play this early, but I like this. I'm going to put it on my yellow list. I'm probably not going to give it a chart. And eBay, not broken, but testing the prior low. ENVA, this is pretty good. Oh, it's not quite, well, the bid is right at 1350, which is where the prior low is, which would wipe out yesterday's green bar. I like ENVA, but need to watch it a little bit first. OKE, this one's the sleeper. Doesn't look like much, but there's a daily sell setup in play, all triggered, and looks ready to drop to 2560. SIX, gapping, well, in a demand area. And then spot is pretty good. Demanded 243 and then, back to that breakout day. Like spot. STX. This one's pretty good too. In fact, this one's really good now. This is under, yeah, STX might be the best down. And V, V is breaking the daily, but still has some demand at 192.50. I'll put it on the list, but I like STX and spot and maybe this ENVA, but it is spready. And I like ADP too. Top to fade. Shop on pullbacks if the spread can tighten. Starbucks, I think, is going to race up to 80, but I don't know after that. LB long on pullbacks might be an early fade. Same with Kodak. And Garmin's a long. So's FireEye. All right, there's stuff to work with here for sure. This is the first day I'm gonna say I'd like to be picky because I think there'll be plays. I mean, I've been being picky the other days because there just hasn't been much, but today we've got a few things. VOXL's a solid company. I pretty much only have earnings on the list today, but yeah, that's a good gap down. Right to the rising 20 MA, so SRNE. Yeah, doing the buy setup, holding on to the 20. All right, I think my favorite is STX. And if I see a great entry in Starbucks, I'd be willing to try it to 80. Yeah, top is up. Got that. I think I have it. Oh, yeah, no, I got it. It's on my yellow list. Now, I think that's likely a fade, at least at the open. It's an awfully big gap that's already up 5 days. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. Hmm. We are open. STX a little spready. Post market low last night is 43.43. For 44 cents, $1.10 on the stop. That's pretty big. I do like STX lower though. Right here. I am in STX short. Stop high a day. 'And OKE on a sell setup maybe. Got the initial drop. ENVA did not clear the green bar, so that's less significant. AKM is lower. Market undecided, got the gap up. Q's trying to run higher. ADP, ADP is a short right here. 140 by 141.35. I'm gonna skip it. It's a 40-cent spread. A little much for me, but there's a There's a short if it triggers. TUP pushing higher for now. I like it to fade though. SNY is higher. Shop, tough to say. Starbucks holding the minor support. Needs to cross over the VWAP here. Could do Starbucks long. I'm gonna wait, but I like it. Like I say, I like it to 80. LB higher. Kodak higher. Look at that thing go. Oh, it's halted. It it's probably just a breaker. Yeah, it gapped like 110%. Garmin struggling to go higher. Yeah, FireEye's still pretty bullish. CYH fading nicely. BGFV, hard to say. Bullish, but has room to drop. Okay, SPY's got a couple of bars up. Qs look like they want to break higher. So market looking bullish. Hasn't really made a move yet, but looking. SHLO should be on the list. Hey, Ty. Yeah, it's if the hourly can get over 160, it'll break the hourly downtrend. This is just a little thin for me. It's the volume, I think, that's more the issue. I like it higher. It's got a nice pullback here if it can break the hourly downtrend. I'll put it on there so I look at it later. 1 minute base. You're gonna add? We get a nice pivot at the VWAP. I'd add to STX. I haven't changed it yet. I think John has clamped his stop down a little, he said. I'm keeping it at high a day and until there's a major pivot there. SMG has the buy setup. This thing's spready though. $1.50 on a spread. Okay. Here comes the breakdown on STX. Didn't get my pivot, but might get the breakdown. AKM could be a short here. This is tough, but 71, 107.71 by 108.31 could be the play. I'm skipping it, but it looks pretty good. And ADP, yeah, this one working if tried it. I mentioned this, it was a little spready, but it triggered and, it got to a small target. Big target here would be like 133. Here's Tup on the fade now. Weak rally and then a breakdown. Tup could be shorted. Shop looks higher. So does LB. Could that thing hold? If you dare, could be a high in Kodak. CYH almost to minor support. Same with BSX. Baba Rocket. Yeah. BA. Yeah, not surprised. I mean, BA was not an impressive at all gap. Well, I like CYH long. Next entry. If it dropped a little more, it would have been, I think, okay to pick up right off support. And what was that pre-market low? Oh, 43.43. So we didn't quite get there, about 50 cents off on STX. That's where I'd like to grab a little bit or just lighten a little bit on STX would be 43.50. So next drop. And then I'd like to hold the bulk of it for $40. You know, as long as it downtrends under the VWAP. MCD. Yeah, it was yesterday's. Yeah, it definitely has room to drop. All right, SDX getting some buying, so gonna have to survive this. I'm gonna take the CAJ off, basing for now. I'm gonna take this ENVA off. I'm not gonna play that or watch it. It's in the middle of the bar. Oh, AMD I didn't get on my list for some reason. That is very bullish. Okay, if we get the SDX pivot, that'll be the trail. I'm looking for it here. It's right in the break-even area now, but I like ADP lower too, 53 by 78. Still a big spread. Yeah, it just triggered. Well, ADP looks like a good, it's a tight play on a floppy stock, so they often don't work out. But if it does, it's big. Intel? Oh yeah, getting continuation now lower. Can't bounce. Yeah, Walmart down too, but still pretty bullish on that. Oh, and Junifer's higher. Oh, it's right into the prior high. It's about ready to pop it though, 25.58. Yeah, Junifer could be a long. V has the sell set up. It's not a great one though, and it's right back to VWAP. Okay, STX. Stop down to $45. Here's another entry if you want right here. I'm going to add just a little bit. And bring the stop down to, 44.85 or so, about a 10, 15 cents over the pivot at the VWAP. That's what I wanted to see. So 44.90 or so. And look to get some target on a new low. And then, like I've been saying, the big hold is for $40, at least 41. Juniper higher, looks pretty good. Okay, looked like it was lower and then surprise. AKM actually worked, but you had to get out quick. Definitely wouldn't have gotten multiple targets. And ADP just had a nice drop. If you did that 50-cent stop, 53 by 78, no, you might have gotten an R. Wasn't that great? LB is gonna blast. 96 by 56. It just went. I like LB higher. And BGFV now is a short. Thanks, Aram. I heard you talking, but I have a volume problem. I couldn't make out much of it. Oh, you're on your low talker. Okay, I get it. For some reason, I can't control my volume either, but that's a different problem. All right, I'm getting ready to lift some STX. Not yet, but you know, if we go either way, if we drop 20 cents or rally 10, I'm gonna lift about a third of it. We're getting close to that pre-market low from last night. Yeah, it's not from Seinfeld. It's a play on Fred Smith from FedEx. You know, the fast talker. I want to ask every man, woman, child. You know, that routine. That was the fast talker. So I also have a low talker. There's also the slow talker. Okay, I'm just stalking an exit now on a STX. I don't I don't think so. I didn't dislike Seinfeld, but I didn't watch it much. Those were like those are the years I was working 16-hour days, like the 90s. All right, I'm out a third of so basically I took my ad off and I still have the original play trailed at the pivot at $1 above here. So SDX will be profitable now no matter what. At worst, it's a break even with the exit, and I'm looking for the big target here. All right. If you waited, here's a better place for the third exit. Oh wait, I was on the wrong stock. Never mind. All right, so just over VWAP is the trail on SDX. There's the pivot at 44.74. And market got a nice, well, the SPY popped over the high of the day, which won't help. So SPY now bullish. Q's less so. I like CYH higher. 74 by 53. I think I'm gonna do some CYH long. 74 by low a day. Could even do it by 60. But I'm gonna give it the quarters. Well, that's the only way. Yeah, it's not even 1 hour to high a day then. Yeah, that's the problem. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna do it, but I like it over 74. And if it had more risk reward, it'd be pretty good. AKM worked out. You've tried it. ADP working very well. And TUP just going higher. No fade in that. It's a little late for a long now, but it never gave a short entry. And LB sailed up too. And I still like Starbucks. Held a low. Just crossed back over VWAP. So Starbucks on the next entry if it's good. Kodak again, yeah. FireEye is fading. Look at that 15-minute reversal bar. Can't pull it. That is a bad sign for longs. All right, CYH is triggered. I almost did that. Just risk reward. Sure did like it. And I like Starbucks if it can set up. And top pretty amazing if you did it. I mean, it had a long entry right here, to me anyway, over 12. 1440? Yeah, for right here, the high a day break. I just wasn't ready for it. Like I say, never a fade signal, although it looked like one. Shop could be a long. CYH. Oh well. Target one if you did it. I knew I liked that one. And if you can stand the spread, wing. It's a breakout play though, but held the VWAP nicely. All right. Need a long. I skipped the good one though, so STX setting up again. 83 by 15. Could do another play. Market's a little bullish for that right now, but ADP too, but not at the VWAP. Well, I was right about one thing. A lot of stuff was available today. Finally, earnings day looks like earnings day. Kodak, man, everybody wants that thing. SMG looks higher. Starbucks, you just had to take it on the higher low. I guess it did have an entry. Juniper too. Not now, but later this afternoon, GE could make for a nice short if it can't rally here. Well, I think I'm missing the long. I had my play, didn't do it. Well, there's ENB. It's kind of hit the target though. Yeah, I mean this hit the daily target. It's a nice pullback though. 35 by 21, 20, 35 by 20. And if it did CYH, I'd hold some for a big play. It could happen. It did get held up at $5. Car? Hmm. Car's okay. I mean, other than its car. It's about 30 cents late on the entry though. Yeah, BSX. Hate playing BSX. It looks good over 92 though, with a stop at 48. 92 is the number. Tighter stop would be 62. Well, it's got risk reward. Two to one anyway. Okay, I'm gonna do some over 92. BSX. Target's high a day. 40, 50. All right, I'm trailing STX. Didn't get the new low. So I'm going to move the stop to about 44.40. The pivot is actually 44.15, so I really don't need to give it quite that much. VWAP is 20, so I'm going to give it 30. Don't want that flipping around here. Yeah, right to the prior low, so don't want to break a new high. It's doing it right now, but giving it a little bit of maneuver room. FTX. Yeah, FTX is strong O. Okay, I'm going to give XTX a few more cents here. Just till it sets a 2-minute red bar, hopefully. Or another dime. All right, I was right the first time, 44.40. All right, and BSX doing what I don't like about BSX, which is trigger by a few pennies and then stall. Kodak though, wow. All right, I'm out STX. Had big possibilities there. And BSX floundering, but still holding above the VWAP. AMD, yeah, AMD's been, yeah, I wouldn't assume below 70 either. 70 is a buy point actually. 71 anyway. That'd be the minor support. All right, well, all the longs are kind of working except for the BSX. There's a buy setup on top. Only one 15-minute bar though. Go to a 5-minute chart. Tried to trigger on the 2 already. Yeah, everybody wants that, Evan. Oh wait, BSX gonna do the continuation. Okay, come on. BSX 97 by 80 now could be done. If that triggers, the stop can come up. Well, the 75 anyway. All right, stop up to 75 on BSX. And still looking for a 40-50 for the target. And you can see the 5-minute continuation here. All right, I'm gonna walk off for a little bit. Be back in 20 minutes or so. And hopefully that BSX will get to a target. Market bullish. Q's pulled back, but new highs and, above all the lines. So unless we fail, I'd expect this to go higher. Now, the SPY has not broke through yesterday's high. It's threatening, but there may be some supply there. So maybe it doesn't work this time, but see what happens when I get back. Okay, be back a little bit. Thanks, everybody. Hey, it's Rob. So somebody bought Kodak at 60. Wow. I mean, no matter how bad you're doing, couldn't be any worse than that. I know, can you believe it? Over 1 million shares up there, too. This thing can't stay open, can it? It's closed again. Yeah. It's just too dangerous to trade, I think. I mean, yeah, 933,000 shares up there at $60. Well, I'm gonna do a quick scan. My BSX trailed, and unfortunately my STX, I was 2 cents, well, 1 cent. I was 44.43 was where I trailed that. So I just got it wrong on the trail. It ended up getting to a new low. Of course, still hasn't gotten to a big target. I mean, but there was a new play there. I noticed it as I was walking away, and I was like, nah, it's over the VWAP now, double bottomed. But it did get the new low, at least barely. My view on SPY is it's bullish. I mean, it just broke over yesterday's high, Ash. So I don't know that it's going higher right now this second because it's already five 15-minute bars up, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, six 15-minute bars up. But any pullback is buyable here, at least on the intraday time frame. I think an aggressive short could actually be done here if you want, but the SPY's bullish overall. No, tripped out by a penny or two, Evan. I mean, I gave it a little more room, and then it just wasn't quite enough. So you either have to just give this a lot of room or not. It was trading so nicely. I thought I could get the trail to the VWAP, but it popped over it. I gave it a little more. I guess if you kept the stop at the prior pivot, you'd be fine. Here's another entry though, if you want, 79 by 98 right now. That's not a bad play, actually. I don't want to be that aggressive right here. EMD, V. Yeah, SDX looks good on a short. And that is what I'd be looking at here is shorts. You talking about SDX? Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've always had a too tight trail stop policy, and it's hurt me the last couple of days. Well, right, it's a choice. You know, you either give it a lot of room and or you don't. Now, what I didn't do that I could have done was get right back in 28 by 44, but was right above the VWAP. I don't like to get in right there. And the market was pretty bullish at that point, so stayed out of that re-entry. But you know, if you take tight stops, that's often, and it wasn't a stop; it was a a trail for profit. But more room. We've known it. You know, more room keeps you in, and tighter stops can make more money, but not necessarily. ADP, same thing on ADP. You know, it got the new low and then popped up a little bit too high, and now going to new lows. All right, gonna look through the long list. Hey, wing worked. Wow. Shop's still looking higher, but I think market pulls back here. Starbucks, I don't know. I thought this was a long and really struggling there. MDLZ on a pullback. If we were bullish here, I'd like LB. I like LB anyway, but I'd like to see a couple of 15-minute red bars before taking a long. Kodak, I haven't gone near today because of all the halts. You know, when the thing halts after on the open and then again and then again, I just like to stay away from those because, you know, my thinking is, yeah, you could make a ton of money of that, but you could also lose a ton of money being in this when it goes against you. It's 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 just too much like gambling to me. Looks good as a long right here though. Thanks, RM. Yeah, mRNA. It looks like a long, so it's a short. That's a hard one. All right. Um, I don't think I'm going to do a play here. To me, we're too bullish to short, even though we're going to pull back. And it's to me, it's silly to go long here. Although the Qs look more like a long. The SPY really reached up. Still holding an 8 MA on the 5-minute chart. So I will definitely check in the afternoon today. I haven't been doing much in the afternoons, but there's enough things with a catalyst today that I'd like to see what it looks like in the afternoon. See if one of these sets up with a nice play. I'll be looking for it. But I think I'm going to walk away again for now. Let the market work through. It's this SPY 15-minute that has me backing off. You can see it's 5-6 bars, to new, well, through yesterday's high. But, all you get is a bottoming tail so far. That's the chart that has me saying, well, it can't do a long and, well, shorts might be tough. All right, I'll check back later. I'm gonna kill the projection, but I'll text or voice later. I kind of like it that you can voice without putting on the projection. All right, talk to you. Thanks.